Oda may have accidentally, potentially, inadvertently revealed that come the end of the series of One Piece, Monkey D's Luffy not going to be saved. Allegedly. Potentially. Now, if you don't know what this is all about, Oda dropped major bombshells in One Piece SBS 105. The first one I talked about on this channel was the Zoro reveal. Over here, boom, in the corner. Check it out out of this video. Because this Zoro reveal for his fam, a lot of cats, a lot of mixed feelings, but a big reveal nonetheless, number one. Number two, boom, right here. Sanji. Big watch that video. Watch that video after this video is done on Sanji, okay? Now, the final video I'm doing for SBS 105, which is focusing on Chopper. Ugh. Because it's Chopper, and people know my stance on Chopper, like his most successful form, his merch form, we're gonna keep things short and condensed in this video. And it appears that based on Oda's words, Chopper won't be able to achieve his dream. Whoa. Now, where does it all come from? Obviously, Oda's comments about the smiles and Chopper in SBS 105. Let's read this. So the question is this: good day, I really love One Piece, and I've heard Wano arc has ended because it's so sad that people in Wano that eat failed devil fruits is keep laughing. Can I make Chopper heal them before he departs? The transition is not the greatest, obviously, but beggars can't be choosers, all right? It's so sad to see Killer is always laughing too, which, by the way, if you forgot Killer's laugh, here it is. It's so sad to see Killer always laughing too. I hope you well, Oda Sensei. From M. Hiromi. Then Oda responds, hello, thank you for this nice message. It's very sad for a kid deep laughing even if their parents died, right? But unfortunately, Chopper didn't have the ability to make that kind of drug. In this world, there's something that you can't do anything about it. And this story is one of that case. But I'm laughing because Killer keeps laughing, and it made the whole kid crew decide to become, quote, a joyful pirate band, end quote. It's so nice there's a joyful people even in a hard situation. I believe in the strength of the people from Wano. So that right there is Oda's response to that question pertaining to the end of Wano country and the folks that have the smile fruits still not being cured. Now, Wano as a whole has a very haphazard ending, especially when there's the road to Laugh Tale during that 1 month break. There's no part with Jinbei for joining the crew, no Zoro paying a visit to Ryoma's grave. And somehow the Nyakatetsu is still on Wano country, which frustrates me to this day. But then, of course, for this video, most of all, no smile fruits being cured. Damn, it's kind of sad, like really sad. But when you think about it, what Oda is saying does make a lot of sense here in some ways, because the devil fruits themselves, we do know that they do alter one's DNA, one's, quote, lineage factors. They're that potent and that deep-seated just by consuming said fruit. So even though the smile devil fruits are not, let's say, true devil fruits, you can argue in a similar fashion they are altering someone's DNA, even the failed ones. So this would mean that them laughing all the damn time is a deep-seated issue that's embedded into their DNA. It's crazy. There are things that Chopper just cannot cure. And we all know Drum Island, Dr. Luke, Dr. Kureha, Chopper's dream of being a doctor capable of curing any disease. And he's traveling across the world in order to gain that ability to cure any disease. But again, Oda's words fly in the face of that, which then brings into question, obviously, the future about Monkey D. Luffy. Of course, there are many folks that have been saying for a long time now that come in the series, Luffy would die. And there are two main reasons why. Number one, of course, Roger, King of the Pirates, where he was terminally ill but Crocus could do nothing about Roger's terminal illness. So Roger ultimately was gonna die eventually, but of course he did it his way rather than die bedridden to a disease. Way more epic, way more grandiose, and forever remembered across the planet. But again, he was going to die anyway from the same disease that killed Goku in the future timeline. And the second thing for Luffy is gonna be his lifespan. Remember, Luffy has lost years of his life fighting off Magellan's poison and Impel Down. And it's also something that we see resurface during the Kaido fight in chapter 1045, where in Gear 5, Kaido is telling him to be careful because Luffy was exerting so much of his stamina and his powers and haki and so on that Luffy could have died. It's also in the same vein of what Rob Lucci says to Luffy while Luffy is using Gear 2, where that doping technique is actually siphoning off Luffy's lifespan. So there are two avenues of Luffy's death come the end of the series: the Roger disease or another fatal disease like Roger's, and his lifespan shortening. But Oda's counter for this on the book was supposed to be Tony Chopper. But SBS 105 is kind of once again flying in the face of that, and Chopper's dream seems to be in the same vein as a baboon reaching for the moon. However, maybe you saw that translation that we just read. Not so good. Otter on his Twitter page also talks about SBS 105, and he specifically notes Oda specifies the term yet in his comments about Okobore Town and the Smile Double Fruits. Yet, which means that in the future, Chopper will get to the point where he could potentially reverse the effects of the Smile Double Fruit, which would also mean that at that point in time, he'd be so skilled where he could save Luffy's life, whether it's gonna be disease or lifespan. And I think there is a key thing here. It's low key, but it happened recently in chapter 1075 that I think is important. And it's the idea of the organoid, where we see Atlas talk to Chopper about the capability of being able to replace someone's organs. That I think for sure, 100% is going to play a role in the future, without a doubt. The ability to, let's say, replace someone's damaged lungs, kidneys, stomach, heart even, right? With an organoid, that I think is going to be pivotal, because in the future, let's say Luffy's disease is the same one that took out Goku. Well, just how Trunks from the future had a future antidote, Chopper could utilize future/past advanced tech and potentially replace Luffy's organs that were ravaged by the disease and or him putting too much stress on his body, therefore lifespan shortening. So I think that is important, and I think there's gonna be more to come when it comes to the advancements in medicine that Chopper can learn from someone like Dr. Vegapunk, the foremost best scientist in the world of One Piece. Absolutely. Which also means that Luffy's chances of dying come EOS have lowered. So let me know your thoughts on the subject matter at hand. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to your boy's channel, and click on that bell to join the notification squad. I'm gonna see you cats on the flip side.